You ever have a hunting dog?
My family did stuff like that. I know, like, the kind of hunting I did as a kid was always like deer hunting or like turkey hunting. You don't really need a dog for that.
We did a lot of pheasant hunting.
Oh, you did a lot of pheasant hunting?
Yeah. So pheasant and duck and stuff. So we had a catcher basically.
Oh, okay.
And my grandpa.
Did you have one or did you have like several?
Well, we had one. We had one, and then my grandpa, who had a stroke, he would sit in this electric wheelchair. His fucking mouth would be open and his eye is blind in one eye. And he fucking shot the dog in the head, and that was really traumatizing.
Like on accident?
Like on accident?
Yeah. Well, I would assume so. I mean, the man, I don't know why he had a gun in his hand. I was too young to really process that this was a horrible thing, but no. Also, trigger warning, dog death.
A little late for that. Hold on. Were you there?
Yeah, I was right next to the dog.
How old were you?
I was probably 7.
You were 7 years old, sitting next to your beloved hunting dog, and your grandfather, uncle, what'd you say?
My grandpa.
Your grandpa just blew its brains out right next to you.
Yeah, well, it shot him in the head, yeah.
I remember like telling my parents about it, and like my mom got really mad. She was like, Isaiah, never do anything that you have to cut yourself to be a part of. So I never did the midnight game.
To be a part of.
I mean, like your kid's like, yeah, we're gonna, like, if a kid's like, we're gonna do Bloody Mary or whatever, who cares? But if your kid's like, yeah, I've got to put my blood on a piece of paper, like, it's like, all right, maybe don't do that.
I gotta put my blood on a piece of paper.
The hunter said he's gonna.
Yeah, Jeremy was gonna let me his blood, but they said I can't use his for my name.
It's not allowed, or else it'll put a curse upon his bloodline or something.
It'll curse his family; they'll die.
So, like the midnight game, like kids would play this, right? And they'd freak each other out with the stories like, I did it and I heard something, or like my friend started screaming, I think she was having hallucinations, stuff like that. It's like a modern, like, old seance stuff and things like that. It was
the only thing I think I ever did when I was younger was, what the fuck is it when you're laying flat as a board, whatever, light as a feather? What am I thinking?
Flat as a board, light as a feather.
You sit there and you have a friend that's like laying down, and then you have your pinkies under them, and they like lift you off the ground. You're like,
oh, I know what you're talking about. I remember that. Yeah.
Dude, I felt my soul leave my body. I felt my soul leave my body.
I was getting lifted up, bro. Dude,
I want to go home. I want to go home.
Yeah.
I had a kid seriously do that at one of my friend's birthday parties. Even at a young age, you're like, what? He's like, I want to go home. And his mom had to come get him at like, I'm not even joking, it was like 1:30 in the morning. I want to go home. I want to see my mom. Like, we didn't really lift you off the ground. I don't care, I want to go home. Yeah, I cut the reality, it's me. I'm the kid to say that.
There's some loser.
Yeah, exactly. There's some freak.
There's some
fat child did that.
Apparently this episode had been playing the entire month of August. It was studied a lot by the police. The entire episode was just Mr. Bear sitting in a chair talking to the audience.
Hello, kids. Do you want to visit my cellar? If you do, please write me a letter at this address.
The screen then switched to a white screen with multicolored letters reading the address, and that was what remained for the rest of the episode. This repeated for 5 hours every day until September came. And guess what I actually did? I sent Mr. Bear, or that sick bastard who portrayed him, a letter. I did it out of curiosity mostly. My dad was okay with it because he thought it was a legit kids show. But then again, he never saw any of what was on Channel 21. So I wrote a letter using my best writing possible. I think I just said how I wanted to meet Mr. Bear. So my dad sent the letter to the address Mr. Bear said on the show. It stayed on all day anyway for some reason. It took about a week to get a response, which I was surprised I did. I still have the letter I received on August the 15th, 1999. The letter read,
Dear Elliot, thank you ever so much for your letter. I would love to have you in my cellar. We play games, watch movies, and go fire camping in the middle of the woods. Come to my house at, the police cut out this address, Caledon, Ontario, Canada. I look very forward to having fun with you. Love, Mr. Bear.
I cannot believe my dad never found this sketchy, because he actually took me to the house. And
What? What? What the what? What the fuck? What are you saying? Oh my god! Time out! Time out, I say a time out, please, God!
Hold on.
My word!
Did it? Okay.
I mean, I'm just letting you know what happened. I was just wondering.
That's
what
a
I'm
lot. Okay.
I mean, it was a traumatic thing.
Like, yeah, I had a hunting dog, but you're like, when I was 7, my grandpa. Wait, so did he shoot it on purpose, or what?
No,
did he just
I don't
have
think
a gun in his? He was just holding a gun in his wheelchair as he was like disabled from a stroke. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it might as well have been you that got shot. It was just like an accident.
Could have very easily happened. Let me just tell you that. Could have happened. It was sad. I feel like this is going to just bum everybody out. We should probably just not even include that.
No, you should include it. I think that has to go in the episode. That is a legendary hunter confession.
Why?
How
That was just a confession. It's just something that happened in my life.
The story mentioned a dog, and you're just out of nowhere like, I was 7 years old. My grandfather.
Okay, first off, they said hunting dog. We've experienced other dogs in the show, and that story has never been relevant, but now it is.
Yeah, because the word hunting dog like was a flashback for you. It was like a trigger phrase. It sent you back.
Literally was a trigger phrase. That's true.
Gosh, that's
You're
brutal.
not wrong.
Do you think? Hold on. Would you just, I don't know, hypothetically say that maybe that potentially had some effect on your development that led you to where you are now, perhaps, perchance?
No, I don't think so. It definitely is as creepy as you going to like find dead bodies or whatever, like you said in like the first episode.
Yeah, but I never found one.
You were looking.
So it's like, it's different. Yeah, I was looking, but that you were just a 7-year-old like playing with Legos, like, oh, then like your like Fido, your best friend, is executed by your grandfather. Right?
Not my best friend. First off, the dog, I'll be honest, was very mean. Was not a fun dog.
Okay.
So I'll be honest, no tears were really shed. It was scary. It haunted me. I was scared in the moment, but
I can tell.
Okay.
That was just a lot. Okay, I'm not gonna.
This is the
pry you about that
I'm
anymore.
stuck on the first paragraph of this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pry to you about that one anymore. That felt kind of rough. But you have to leave it in the episode. That's non-negotiable. So
homeless people scare the shit out of me, dude. The idea of a homeless person being in a vacant house.
You are all over the place. Your political compass right now is like a star.
What?
It's like
They
everywhere
do.
on the board.
They freak me out. They do. You ever look at anytime I drive by, which I don't know if you feel the same, anytime I drive by a house that's abandoned, I'm like, I bet you anything there's just a litter of homeless men in there doing God knows what. But I'm like, it's like,
You
I don't
have
know, like-
pissed everyone off this episode.
what?
Like every demographic.
What did I do wrong?
Because they're homeless people. They're not animals. It's like there's someone who does not currently have a home. Now, I'll give you that there's like people who are high on something and maybe you don't know what, but they seem unstable. That's scary, right?
No,
but that's
I'm
more so just anyone on like heavy drugs.
I'm not saying I'm afraid of homeless people. I'm saying that I am saying that when I look at a house and you're like, oh, it's vacant, there shouldn't be anyone in there. And the idea that there is like a homeless guy in there freaks me out.
Can we do Bloody Mary next? Because that's the other classic, but I also have a story I want to tell in association with that.
Well, Blood, you want to just say what do we have to read it? I mean,
it's like, oh, is this the whole story or is it just like... That's a whole story. Oh, okay. So yeah, we could just say it. So Bloody Mary is like the classic. Everyone knows that one, right? You go into, there's some different variations of it, but you go into like normally a bathroom, but a room with a mirror. And then you turn off the lights and you light a candle and you say, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. When you turn the lights back on, she'll be somewhere in your reflection. And the idea is that she'll always be there. Even if she doesn't show up right away, she could always be there, which is how it works so well. Because after like the kids freaked out, and if they don't see her at first, it's like, well, now for the rest of your life, you could always be in a mirror. So like,
Mary?
Yeah, Mary, is that you? Whoa. So when I was in middle school, I think it was the 7th grade, like all the like Bloody Mary became like the thing. People were like seeing scary pictures of it and stuff like that. And then one day during PE, like all the guys were like, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to be brave. So we're going to go into the bathroom. We're going to do
real boys thing.
real boys thing to do.
Come on, guys.
Ritual. So we went into the bathroom at our middle school, and one of the older kids was like, he normally would make fun of us for this kind of thing. He would be like, oh, you like scary stories? It's really stupid. You're dumb. One of the people who would put me in the trash can. It's mentioned in previous stories I've talked about. But this time, for some reason, he was on board. I'm like, well, that's suspicious. Oh, well. So we go to the bathroom, and the way it's set up is like there's a long sink with like the stalls behind you, and the mirrors are like across in front of them. So I'm like scared. Like a couple of the other kids are scared, and we go up, and we didn't have a lighter, so we just like skipped that step and turned off the lights.
I love it.
So it's just
well, I love that's such kid logic too. Well, we don't have that, so that step's not necessary.
so we don't have that, so we're not going to do that.
That's fine. We don't need that one actually.
So we go in the bathroom and we turn off the lights, and we're like, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. We say it 3 times, and then the lights come back on, and the millisecond those lights come back on, the older kid from earlier just kicks open one of the stall doors, and he had a bag full of basketballs.
Jesus.
And just started wailing.
What the fuck?
To be fair, it was one of the scariest moments of my life because the tension's so high.
Yeah, it does sound pretty fucking scary.
You're so freaked out, and then like the older school bully just throws open the door, and just like starts
beating the hell out of
and the
you.
other one's like got the door shut, like you're not getting out.
Oh,
You got to
yeah.
take your legs, right? So this is what you get for being stupid and believing in ghosts. Just getting decimated in the bathroom with that. It was then that a man in a mobility scooter rolled
Leave my deceased grandpa alone.
I can't. That's too wild of a story to not bring up. Thankfully, I'm sorry. I just a visual of just a guy, a half paralyzed man on a mobility scooter.
You know what?
Just stalking through the woods at night, executing any animal he comes across.
I'm bringing my mom into this.
You're bringing your mom into this? What do you mean you're bringing your mom into this?
I'm letting you know right now.
We had my grandfather. He used to live in this really big house over in East Tennessee, and after he went through a divorce, he just quit taking care of it, and he started living in a double wide on the property of the big, like, fancy house. And he didn't touch that house for like 20 years. So my dad and I go in there to clean it up, or like see if we were trying to see if the house was salvageable because like the roof had fallen in and stuff like that. And we go inside, and someone had been living in there. God. And like, keep in mind, the house is not like a closed off house. Like all the windows are broken. There's like vines growing up the wall and stuff. And we go in there, and there's like a homemade cot that was laid out, and then like some empty cans of food and stuff like that. And it looked recent. But here's what's weird about it. This isn't a property that's in like the middle of a town, or it's like, oh, he walked down the street.
Probably.
This is, there is one gas station, but like, everyone who's at the gas station. Other than that, it is trees and dirt roads for at least 8 miles.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm saying.
So it's like, where is he? If he's not here right now, where'd he go?
That's what I'm saying. It's like fucking homeless people walking around the fucking woods making Minecraft zombie sounds. You know what I mean? Going into your house, and then they have a cot. How do they bring the cot up there? They got a cot and fucking canned beans. Well, and that's the same thing with the story, though. She's like, oh, I drove down the gravel road. So it's the same idea. It's like, what, a homeless guy? He's just like, I'm going to walk down this road and just see where it leads me today. I doubt it, dude. I don't fucking trust him.
So here's the thing about this house, right? Because now I'm talking about more of my trauma that's being unveiled.
Sure.
I was maybe like 9 at the time, 9 or 10. And we set all of that stuff that we found inside of the house, we set it outside. We didn't throw any away. It's just like, hey, we're trying to redo the house. Like, here's your stuff. Come get it. So the next day, and we were sleeping in the double wide that like was in line of sight of the house.
Oh yeah, they probably came out like fucking possums and grabbed it, didn't they?
We go to sleep that night. We wake up the next morning and everything had been moved back into the house.
My God.
So now here's the thing. We were like, it was in such a way they either had to come from the road or the double wide we were staying at. So the other alternative is, were they in the house while I was in there?
Oh, dude, I bet you they were.
In the closet or the basement, or just being real quiet while we were. Can you imagine? I think about that sometimes.
Can you imagine, like, you're like walking around, you're like, oh yeah, man, this is gonna be. I don't know. You're like talking to your dad, like, oh, this house looks too, like, you're just casual conversation. No, it's too renovated, blah blah. And then you walk by, and then like the closet you didn't open, that's where the guy was standing.
You know, it's weird you mentioned that, because I used to have these nightmares about that house because there were so many ghost stories.
Isaiah, do not tell me that you do not fucking trauma dump me right now.
Listen, I used to have so many nightmares about that house. I would have dreams about like there was a monster in it or like it was on fire, stuff like, because it was just a creepy house, right? Because it was, old, decrepit. It was built like in the late early 1900s, so it looked like an old like plantation style house or whatever, but it was like overgrown and stuff. So I used to have nightmares about it, and I would have this one nightmare where there was a face looking at me from like the top of the stairs.
Oh my God.
Like where the banister was, there'd be someone looking down. I had that dream a lot, and it's almost so vivid. I wonder if it's like a memory.
How old were you? Well, how old were you when you went into the house with your dad?
Like 9 or 10.
Dude, oh my God, Isaiah, you saw a fucking 50-year-old homeless guy looking at you. He probably did too. He probably put his fucking gross ass finger up to his lips. He did. Shh. Like, like Sleepy Hollow or some shit.
He might have, because honestly, I don't remember
say
that much.
Nothing. You called him the Can Man because he had like a bunch of fucking canned beans rattling around. The Can Man keeps looking at me. And your dad's like, shut up! Come on! We gotta go meet Grandpa on the double wide. It's like the Can Man treats me nicer than Grandpa or Dad ever did.
I mean, if it was the Can Man, he was quite nice to me. I
know. I bet he was. You know why? Because every day you'd fucking paw around your grandpa's double wide trailer for some canned of Heinz beans. Can Man. You had a spoon. You'd hit the side of it. Can Man. You hear him rustle around. Isaiah?
The can Man is certainly a great CreepCast character to relay off my possible childhood trauma. Look, here's what I have to say. Here's my thing. If it is a repressed memory, I hope it stays repressed. I hope I never undo that one up.
I have a haunting feeling that you are going to get a visit from the Can Man in your dreams tonight, dude.
I have a feeling
you opened up a Rolodex in your brain.
I hope. I actually haven't thought about that in a long time until we started reading about the house. And as she's describing like the open door, I'm thinking like, oh, that's kind of familiar. And now
there's a man standing there with a string of cans attached to his belt. Isaiah, come on inside. I like to imagine that the Can Man was actually very kind. You can do anything you want with your life. He's just stuffing his face. That's good.
He was very, yeah, he was just like a friendly old guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's a much more pleasant outcome than what the reality
I didn't want to go
probably.
down the.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, what?
Why do I want to play this game again?
If I was a guessing man, I'm going to say you build yourself a little hide and go seeker.
Yeah, this is
ready
like
or not, here I come.
This is like, imagine me like as a child, me being like, I don't really want to play this game, guys. Everyone's like, shut up, stop being a baby.
I fucking hated hide and go seek. I hated that game when I was younger.
I actually think now that when I was talking about me being young, I think I did play the midnight game once.
You probably did play the midnight game.
I think I did play the midnight game. I'm actually having memories of holding a candle and walking through the house scared.
Doing that scared, quiet breathing.
Yeah, until I just did the impression of my friend saying, stop being a baby, and it was like a Vietnam flashback. I was suddenly like...
the ringing in your ear?
Yeah, I'm like... I remember I had a red candle. Oh my gosh, yeah. Hello? I completely blocked it out. I don't think I cut myself, though. I don't think I did the blood thing.
You saw the Midnight Man, didn't you?
I remember being really freaked out because my friend had these long hallways, and you couldn't, like, the candle glow would be like 5 feet. So it's like as you're stepping through the hallway, you could always just see a little bit out. and everyone else was playing at the same time. So it's like you would see
You guys had
candles.
multiple sessions of Midnight Game
There were
going?
5 of us playing it at once.
Damn.
So everyone went to a different door and did it. Because it doesn't have to, like it said front door. I think we did like closet doors, as long as it was a wooden door.
Yeah, wooden door.
Yeah, and then, you set down your name, knocked 22 times, let it in. And then we're all like passing. So like you look down the hall and you would just see a candle slowly pass and stuff like that. Yeah, I completely memory hold this. Why did I do that? Why did I forget about all of it?
I don't even want to speculate.
Dude, it can't be good.
In a game that involves the Midnight Man, I'm not wanting to
There's no
speculate.
good outcome.
There's really nothing that I can speculate on that I think ends in a positive
I
light.
so vividly remember now, like looking out the windows at the back of my friend's house, and it just like the candle glow reflecting
The
back.
thing
at me, and I can't see
re-triggering
anything.
your memory though being "Don't be a baby" is
That's pretty
haunting.
rough, isn't it?
that is haunting.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I'm just.
you look
remembering-
visibly shaken.
I can't think of another time I've had a memory that repressed, other than when we were reading Pen Pal and I remembered the dreams about being buried alive. That is the only other time. Both traumatic flashbacks I've had have been talking to you on this podcast.
There's like a glisten in your eye. I'm like, I feel like there's still something that just hasn't peeked its head out yet.
I don't want to sit here and think about it.
I don't think we should either.
Till it does. I remember walking down the stairs and being really scared because I could just see the next stair I was about to go down.
What was the friend's name? House you were at?
Remington is my friend.
Was her last name of the Remington fame?
No, that was his first name.
Oh, what was his last name?
Mountain.
Remington Mountain?
I swear that was his name, yeah.
The kid's name was Remington Mountain.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Appalachia trash, dude, I'm telling you. God. This is Tyler Springwater. And of course, this is Bugs Raccoon Trap.
This is strange. I've never had a repressed.
We're going to have to talk about this after.
We are going to have to. Let's go back to this one. Hide and go seek alone. Okay, anyways.
Sure.
Hello?
Hello?
Mom?
Yes.
Isaiah is making fun of Grandpa Ernest and how he shot our dog Roger. Can you tell him that it wasn't as that big of a deal?
Let me think. Yeah, it was a huge deal. I feel like you almost got shot.
No. He was fine.
Hello.
She can't hear
Mrs.
me. She can't hear
hello,
you, dude.
Mrs. Hancock. Can you hear me?
She can't hear you, Isaiah. Just what? I mean, it wasn't. What happened to him after the fact? Ernest.
Hang on one second.
Well, this is not going as planned.
Okay, sorry, I'm at work. What'd you say?
What happened to Grandpa Ernest after that?
Oh, we put his ass in a home.
Because he almost shot. Because he shot the dog.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
How many years did I know he's? I mean, this is when I was like 7. But how?
Yeah.
Did he die in the nursing home, or did you guys at least take him out?
I think we took him out like once, but yeah, he ended up dying there.
Well, this is a tragically sad story.
It is sad, and I just say don't shoot your animals.
Well, I thought it was an accident. Was it not an accident?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, this is completely taken a left turn.
You were young. You didn't know. You
Okay.
didn't know.
All right. Well, this is backfired completely. I love you, Mom.
Wait,
I have to go.
Ask. Hold on. Ask if.
She's gone.
If you were.
But she's gone. This memory is completely ruined. I thought it was an accident. It was on purpose.
You've been trying to downplay it the whole episode. Your grandfather shot that dog on purpose.
I did.
And he got thrown in a home where he died. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's not funny. It's funny how you remembered none of it. And it's way more tragic.
I didn't know he was such a monster.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know.
Oh.
That could not have gone any. Editor, you cut that out right now.
You leave all of that in.
You cut that out. Do not leave that in.
If you do not leave that in, I'm quitting the podcast. That is the greatest. That is the funniest thing that has ever happened on this show. Oh my gosh. You going from just a normal event, like, oh yeah, it was this accident, into like, oh, we were afraid your grandfather would kill you or something, so we put him in a home, and he died there.
This is a podcast about telling scary stories here. We're deviating too far from the script here. We got to just get back to the story.
Oh my gosh, that is staying in the episode. That is the wildest thing that has ever happened on the show. Oh my gosh. You are going to hear about Roger until you're dead.
I waited hours standing in the doorway, I believe is the next line. Hey, you got it. You're doing the intro today. You're doing the welcome back. There's no will left after what we've been through this morning. Which, mind you, it's now been an hour. A little over an hour.
Welcome back to CreepCast. There, did I do it right enough?
That's fine.
Today, we are going to be reading a story called "If You're Armed and at the Glenmont Metro, Please Shoot Me."
Indicative of how I feel today for these recordings.
Do you want to tell the audience what happened?
I have no will. You're going to have to spill the beans, and I just need to emotionally chime in when I can.
So we went to... We've been to 5 different stories. We've recorded 2 of them. We started to record dialogue for 2 of them. We started to record the first one, which is one you guys have recommended we read forever, and Hunter hated it. I have the recording that may eventually see the light of day. He immediately began to crash out. He got so upset. And he's like, we have to change stories. We have to go something else. So we find another story he likes, and we start reading it, but then the author of the story has posted, like, in giant letters across their Reddit, like, I will take you down if you read this story. Or, like, if you read this story without first getting permission. So we had to ask for permission, and now we're waiting to hear back on that. And then we looked at all these other stories, and they all had, like, individual problems. It's been over an hour.
I've said this story twice now. Or 3 or 4, 5, an infinite amount of times.
Yeah.
We are in the end of the year of doing this show. We have some obligations we have to do as well, and also just want to make sure that you guys feel like you got enough content for the month as well. But I leave the country this week. Going to be gone on vacation going to Japan, and my soul is there already. I'm like, it's kind of like whenever you know something's coming up, you're kind of just checked out. That's how it feels. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. He actually took you to the house. Okay, just keep going, and then we're almost done with this one, and we can actually see. I'm so curious to see.
And that's when the police became involved. Those endless questions, those pictures of terrified kids, the woods. This reminds me of you remember that thing? It's like during the pandemic, the Randonautica. Is that what it was called?
I have no idea.
There's a saying, it was called Randonautica. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it was called Randonautica. It was an app where it would give you random locations around you to go drive. Yeah. So it's like you get in your car and you turn on the app, and it would be
was
like...
that something that was specifically made for the pandemic era? Or was it just, that was just an app at the time?
it was just always a thing. It was like taking you to weird locations in your town or whatever.
Right.
And it just blew up during the pandemic because there wasn't a lot, to hang out and do. So people started doing it. And it became this whole thing online because it was taking people to really weird places. And like it would take them to like, oh, this is where an old school that burned down, or this is like the abandoned whatever. So I did it once because again, I'm weird. There's nothing else to do. So I'm like, I'm going to try it late one night. I was driving back from Kayla's when her and I were dating. I'm like, let me just try it out. So I punch it in and it just gave me like a location like 10 miles away, and it took me like I'd never been down these roads around the county before. And then I get to the end location, and it was the cemetery where my parents had bought me a grave plot. So that's kind of weird.
The story starts off with him living in basically a windowless basement. It was probably dirt cheap, and I did something very similar when I was in college, and it gave me flashbacks, and I almost thought for a second someone was writing a story of my life, and it made me very scared.
It gave you a flashback. So do you have a mental picture in your head of like what this looks like. I imagine like there's a stairwell outside of his door.
Yeah.
And
So
there's
what?
two, like humming machines at the end of the hall. It's kind of dark down there.
I shared an apartment my sophomore year of college with a 53-year-old Mexican custodian who did not speak any English, and it wasn't the
shut
fact.
up. No,
I swear to God, I did. It was split barrack style. We had it was like an open floor plan thing. I got to live there for free, which is why I did. I lived there for probably about like 6 months. Unbelievable. But when you went down to our room, it was like basically from the kitchen, because it was like an old house built in like the early 1900s. So it was a big, probably like 6-bedroom house. And in the kitchen, there was a door that led to the basement, and we lived in the basement part, obviously. But there was also, like you were saying, a storm hatch door that led from the outside in, so you could like kind of the very stereotypical like wooden doors that open up from the ground. You walk down into the basement. So in my mind, it's something very similar. Exposed cement, probably cracked, fucked up foundation because the house is old. You know, like probably a drain in the center of the room, a storm drain just in case water leaks in from outside coming down. And then
Didn't you also live like in your car for a while and stuff?
When I graduated college, yes.
Okay. Are you like 38 years old?
I am 42.
You have a never-ending just like avalanche of like, well, I was here for a year, and that was of course when I was in tenement housing with a non-English speaker who had like 8 children. Anyway, then after that,
okay, you're giving
like,
the man you're giving the definite alcoholic that I lived with far more credibility and character than what he had. He had no family, and he would get very angry, not at me, but he would listen to football on his radio by his bed, and he would scream.
Just start yelling?
Yes, and he would scream.
You spent 6 months living in a basement with a non-English speaker who would scream at the radio.
Yes, sir.
And drink.
Well, he didn't scream at it every night, but he did do that. He did bring, let me finish. He did bring ladies back sometimes, and I would politely leave to give the man some privacy. I don't know how he worked at a college, because I was a sophomore in college. He worked at a college like 3 blocks down the road from the college I was at. So he didn't work at the school I worked at, but he worked at one of the like local schools as well. And yeah, he's a fine guy. Remember one time we got really drunk. We watched The Cable Guy together. Hysterical. I don't even think he knew what the fuck they were saying was the craziest part of it. You just, every time Jim Carrey came out, you know that part in The Cable Guy when Jim Carrey is at the, Matthew Broderick is having that nightmare sequence. And Jim Carrey has like the glow-in-the-dark contacts on. And he's like, no big deal. And starts sprinting towards the door. The guy, I don't know if I want to say his name. I mean, his name was Diego, but he sat there and he was like, Jim Carrey! He would scream his name. And he would laugh hysterically. And I'm like, I don't know if he's just really drunk and if he's just excited to see Jim Carrey or if he knows what's going on in this movie.
At some point, you're making these stories up. I swear. Like,
you know what? You can think that all you want. All I know is that 6 months flies by when you're in school.
Okay, I'm telling everyone what you did to me. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
What? Why the fuck are you giggling? Okay.
All
right. I love dogs. Okay. I love dogs. I cannot be beholden to my family. All right.
It's just you calling your mom to make it better. It just
I thought I needed clarification that it wasn't a big deal. It backfired immediately. All right?
It was a huge
All right?
deal.
I shot myself in the foot immediately here.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That's going to take a while to get out of my system.
Oh. Ooh. So now he's going to be 16 in the update here. I will say, okay, my God. Get this child away from this dad, by the way. They do it like this. like that.
And it's about to rip its head off.
I got kind of traumatized when I was there when I was younger. My sister got one because you're supposed to name it. You like name it first. Well, it's been a while since I've been there, but
You name it, yeah.
you name it first, and then it's like coming in because it was like at the mall. We like came in because me and my dad were doing something, and my mom and my sister were over there doing that. So we came in after the fact, and she like had that thing, and she was like slowly going down, like pushing it down to the pipe, whatever, because you like they'll let you, be like, here, put the stuffing into it. And she had like that. It was going through, and its body was all propped up like this, getting filled up. And I was like, "What's your bear's name?" And she like was looking at me. And she did Gabriel.
He told me his name was Gabriel, and he's gonna help us.
It's a bit. I'm like, because you don't think of a different way where you don't have to go into the ass and stuff it.
Gabriel.
Yeah, she's like Gabriel.
It would of course be an angel name.
I'm getting him a dog tag. I was like, what does that mean? Is he a war vet? Is he a fucking Vietnam War? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, but the
I asked him one time in confidence as a friend, which I know a lot of you people don't think we're friends, and maybe we're not.
You
because
skew
of this
the narrative
lie.
very
Yes.
heavily that we are not friends.
No.
That is
I am
you.
yes. Now, because with this information, just wait till they see what they do with this one.
Yeah.
I asked him in confidence. I'm like, Hunter, how old are you? And this man, he looks me in the eye. It says, I'm 21 years old. Okay. And I'm like, no, what? That's younger than me. I'm like, no way. Are you serious? He's like, yeah, I just started making animations in high school, just grew up. And at the time, I have no reason to not believe this man. He's my friend. So I thought. And for like a month, I would like casually make jokes about me being older than him and be like, haha, you're right. Then I listened to an interview he does on YouTube, and he's describing living in a car, his time in college, everything. I'm like, oh, okay. So he would have been like living on the road when he was 13 years old, going off of that math. And then I asked, to this day, he won't tell me. He still won't tell me. I'm
can
furious
Google it.
over it.
How old is Google saying?
I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe a thing. Unless I see your driver's license, I refuse to believe you. And it's constantly. So when he says he was living with a guy who didn't speak English in the basement of a college that the guy didn't work at, who'd periodically get drunk, laugh at Jim Carrey, and yell at the radio.
You're skewing the narrative. It was the basement of a house while I was in college, not the basement of a college. He worked at a college. He was a custodian at a college. His name is Diego.
It was
you
just
respect those names, and he loves.
You were both in a neutral basement, unrelated to either college.
We were in the basement of a home, like a 6-bedroom home, that was close enough to both of our colleges. Our colleges were very close. I went to an art school, and he worked at like basically a private, like state school kind of thing.
Okay.
It wasn't like a state school.
And this would have been when you were, by the age
sophomore.
you told me, 9 years old.
Yeah. So if we're going by years that you were, I would have been 9, almost 10. But no,
So
I was a sophomore.
You were certainly molested.
I can't confirm or deny that. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say no because Diego's too good of a man. And Diego, if you're listening to this, que paso?
He can't. He doesn't speak English.
Hola. Well, that's why I'm speaking Spanish, and I would say Google Translate. I miss you, man. I miss you. I have no idea if he's even still alive. I hope he is.
Okay, so that's the basement our character's in Psychosis.
That was a very long tangent. I was fucked up mentally thinking about that. It was so specific.
That was all you, because we were describing the basement.
I know. I'm sorry.
Reference, and you're like, that reminds me of a story.
If I didn't say it, I would have combusted. My face was flushed.
I agree. You need to get that out on the air. You need to put that in the podcast. Don't get me wrong.
All right.
The compilation channels have to find something to throw out, right?
Get this child away from this dad, by the way.
Hold on. Let's frame it, right? Because we know what's happening, but he said specifically his dad never saw the station, right? So a 6-year-old
He never saw the station, but he is led to believe, sorry to cut you off, he is led to believe that he has read that thing, right? As an adult, if I got a letter in the mail from a TV studio, presumably an adult, and it said, "Dear Elliot, thank you ever so much for writing a letter. I would love to have you in my cellar."
We play games, watch movies, and go fire camping in the middle of the woods? Come to my house! What? It's like the dad's just like, oh, I don't give a fuck. Where do you need to go? What's the address? All right, I'll plug it in. I don't give a shit. Sure. Yo, Elliot, get your bag. We're going. He's like, he wants him out of the house. Yeah, I got TV to watch. That's why I bought that TV, so I could watch my shows. Unbelievable, dude. Even if you've never seen it, I'd be like, no. Who gave? We're not. You want to go to a cellar? We're going to. And it doesn't even say come to the studio. It says come to my house. He's like, yeah, that seems that probably makes sense. That's where Jerry Seinfeld he films all those episodes in his apartment, so that makes sense. Unbelievable, dude. And then to have the gall afterwards, where it's like he actually took me to the house. You're like, what? And then it says, and that's when the police became involved. Is the next sentence, dude? The next thing that is said is that's when the police became involved. Come on!
The police were there to arrest his dad for pregnancy.
They should have. Sir, this is child neglect. He's like, I didn't know what was going on. I just my son tells me to take him somewhere. I take him. I don't think about it. I just take him.
I was looking for my dog Whip. He's around here.
I was like,
I had a buddy whose mom did hairdressing out of her basement. It was like a nice studio area, and there was like a staircase that went down from the outside of the house down to their basement, so you didn't have to actually go through their home. Is what I mean?
Yeah.
But what was crazy was one of the sons of that person's mom broke into their house one night and like actually rummaged through the house while everyone was sleeping.
Oh.
And I'm wondering, it's just that like the narrator saying, oh, my mom ran a yoga class. I was like, oh shit.
This is like so far just very tragic. Just a very sad scenario. I feel like
This seems like this is legitimately most nights at my house growing up. I feel like was it's just doing a thing of being like, hey, how was your day? Oh, spin me up and let me go. It's like a loose cannon, emotionally immature dad is kind of what this reminds me of.
it's funny because I was about to be like, yeah, I've heard from people who have had abusive households.
There's endless questions, and also here this paragraph ends with those pictures of terrified kids, the woods. ... Arrest the dad immediately is all I have to say. That is unbelievable.
There's one my mom had. She grew up in like Eastern Kentucky, and she grew
Are you
up.
telling the story again?
Yeah. I told you right before we started recording. Before the recording, my mom had the story of like it was called like the knock knock man or the knock knock guy, and it's like you have to wait till everyone goes to sleep, and then her and her sisters would get together, and the chant was something like, knock, knock, man, come by. Knock, knock, man, say hi. And then you would hear knocking at the door, but every time you went to the door, no one would be there. But she also, like old Appalachia, especially if you were poor, it's like all there was to do was find ways to almost die. It was like, oh, you kids want to go to the old abandoned rock quarry Saturday? And we can, like, jump, like, off the cliffs into the water. It was just stuff like that all the time.
I never had rituals from my family. I remember my great grandma though. She like took my hand and brought me up to her attic one time, or it was like the second story of her house one time. Took me in this room and she was like, "Grandpa died right here on the floor." And I was like, "Oh," and he's like, "And he's still here every day. I see him. He sits in this bed." He's like, "So when you come over, I want you to come upstairs and say hi to him."
Wow.
So
That's
was traumatizing.
Well, that's 100% like that's how these ritual things start. Because then if you told your kids and stuff, it's like, you know, your great great grandfather, the attic and stuff. That's where like these stories come from.
Well, I remember just being like, "Listen here, you old hag. I'm not gonna fucking go upstairs and like wait for a guy to just sit there and be like," because all my grandpa did, different grandpa, not the
I understand.
not the bad
Yeah,
guy
I
one.
assumed. Yeah.
He would just sit there and he'd just eat M&Ms in his chair. That's all I remember from him, and he fucking died.
In that
She's
chair.
like, yeah, and so then she left. She would seriously leave like a mason jar of M&Ms up there because she's like, "I see him every day."
Did the M&M jar ever move? Did you ever see the amount go up or down?
I don't know. I never went up there. She's like, "Time to go." I would lie right to her face. "Did you go up and say hi to your grandpa?" I'd say, "Yeah, I did." Yep. Did you see him? You saw him up there,
It's
right?
funny, like you pretend to walk up the stairs and then you quit, but at the top of the stairs,
I wouldn't even go.
She had like a giant mouse trap ready for you.
Yeah.
Like a Tom and Jerry mallet.
that's weird. You're not cut in half.
I know you didn't see him because the
see me go
Hat Man
upstairs?
didn't get you.
Yeah, she has like some Kevin McAllister like paint buckets waiting for me. She's like, your frontal lobe isn't smashed in. That's odd.
I'm trying to get you to say hi to Grandpa. When you go say hi to
Could you
him
go
for
do
me.
that for me, please, really quick? Just real fast.
Yeah, we have to have those
Have you,
cool
seen,
moments.
have you seen that guy Darbo? Have you seen him on
Darbo?
YouTube?
No.
Yeah, it's Darbo or something. We will make a CreepCast episode. He will post a highlight reel within like 30 minutes of the episode going live.